So anyway, man, final count, man. I'm taking a poop, man, and he's telling me, man, you sure are a pretty high yellow man. I'm like, what? So I hand him my paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Hand him my paperwork, man. Wash my hands. I'm like, man, what the fuck does that mean, man? He said, man, you're just a pretty high yellow man. You're the closest thing to a woman I'm ever gonna see, man, because I got double life. I'm like, man, you tripping, man. I ain't gay, homie. He said, man, check this out, man. I'm about to go up in your butthole, homie, because you got it all ready. I'm like, nah, dude, I had to take it. Shit, I ain't getting shit ready, homie. I ain't no homosexual, man. He said, man, you don't understand, man. I ain't never getting out, man. You a pretty motherfucker. I'm going up in your butthole. I'm like, man, check this out, homie. Today's a good day to die, homie, because you ain't taking my butthole. And he's like, I always hear that shit, man, and I knock a motherfucker out. And then he wake up and I knock his ass out again. So he's a knockout artist. What he do?
All right, welcome to the show. Finally, right? I know you all like you've been pushing your shows back, and we need to hear from the voice from the Pope. What is going on out there? And I'm like, well, I've been busy, right? I went fishing, doing all kind of things, and it's summertime. You're supposed to go outside, even though it is brutally hot. I mean, it is brutal outside. You still got to get outside and do some things. But make sure as you come in, you hit that like button and share the care. Yes, there is 60 frames, no lag tonight. But, I got to give you a little taste of my own opinion here before the panel starts. And the panel will be starting at 8:30. So 2 hours from now, Eastern time, 2 hours from now, you will be entertained. It should be Extreme, myself, Porter Rock. I don't know if J-Dub is still on vacation. If he is, I hope he's having a good time. Not 100% sure, but had some news to go over. Wanted to wait a few days to set some things out. So we're gonna go out here and talk. We're gonna talk about some things. How some of your favorite podcasters are. And I dubbed this video, "The more things change, the more they stay the same," because you've got your favorite podcasters out here again talking about power again. We'll talk about that a little bit because we've already kind of discussed why, like 4 years ago, we discussed this, 3 years ago or whatever, about the PS5 and how it's outperforming the Series X and why. So I put a poll up here. Pause. I put a poll up, and I wanted you all's opinion. I want you to vote on it. Why, in your opinion, does PS5 run games better than the Series X? Now, you got choices here. Is it the SSD? Is it the smart shift technology? Is it the speed of the clocks? Or is it all of the above? So, which ones? Right there. Well, it could be all of the above. It could be the SSD. But it is hilarious to see now Digital Foundry having to eat a lot of, they're having to eat a lot of crow here. And because they're the ones who said, well, Xbox has better specs, so they're fully expecting the games to run better. Yeah, it could be Mark Cerny. That's true, too. That's what I said. It's all of the above. It may not be any. So, and now you got people attacking the developers, and these devs are lazy and things like that. You've had people tell you that they don't like 30 frames a second, then 30 frames a second is okay, and now everything's got to be 60 or bust. It's pathetic. It is pathetic what's going on out there. What you all have to deal with and these people are podcasting every damn day, and it is just BS coming out of their mouths. I'm cleaning it up because I've partnered. That's another thing I've been doing, is I have partnered up with at least 3 different businesses. I'm a businessman. So I got to kind of watch what I say. I still got my introduction coming on. And yes, we're going to be busting people's cheeks today because you had this guy it was part of a podcast, and I'm saying that past tense, named Dealer Gaming, who just came out and was saying 30% differences, and one has full RDNA 2 and the other one doesn't. But the whole reason they did this, the whole reason they were lying, the whole reason they were lying is because they wanted people to jump from PlayStation back to Xbox. You got to remember, if you had a PS3 or an Xbox 360, Xbox won that generation. I know what people are going to say. Well, what about the fact that the Sony system sold more? Yeah, the Sony system came back and sold more. But the perception of that generation was Xbox was the better of the consoles to develop for. That's why the games kept coming out on their console. Grand Theft Auto 4 got delayed because PlayStation, they were going to release the game 6 months ahead on Xbox and then PlayStation, and Sony told them, no, please don't do this. So what Xbox did was they went in, they gave Rockstar allegedly anywhere from $22 to $32 million to help with the Lost and Damned and to help with Ballad of Gay Tony. And those DLCs came out and it had to be out on the shelf for 1 year before they went over to the PlayStation. So those DLCs, again, if you like Grand Theft Auto 4, if you play Lost and Damned, then you play Grand Theft Auto 5, you'll see a couple of the characters from Lost and Damned. And so that was interesting. You don't see any characters from Ballad of Gay Tony, though. That was, to me, that was one of the better DLCs I've played ever. This as far as developable, DLC. It was a really good DLC, arguably one of the best I've played. So, but you got other things going on too. Concord gets attacked. Now let's talk about why it was attacked. First of all, shout out to everybody who's coming in now. Make sure you hit the like button. That's all we ask. You do not have to. You don't have to come in. I know there's certain people saying come in with your super chats and your questions. All you have to do, if you want to ask a question, you just put it towards my name. It's at whatever. And then I'll answer your question. You do not have to tie your questions to a super chat. I mean, I know there's podcasters out there that say, oh, well, tie your question to a super chat and then I'll read your question. Well, I think that's pathetic, but that's my opinion, right? So, Nova Red's in the house with the heart. Also, it is National UFO Day. I don't know if you know this. In the United States of America, it is a recognized day. And what happened 75 years ago today is that something crashed out in Roswell, New Mexico. And this was the day it happened. And later tonight, around 1 o'clock Pacific time, that'll be 4 o'clock on the East Coast. And I don't know what time that is in France. Something crashed, and it's been a mystery ever since. The military has changed its story multiple times. So, True Virgil, he just learned Brazil was a UFO country. I think they've been spotted all over the world, right? So, but I don't know. Maybe we just see them more than anybody else. So, Phantom Liberty DLC is the best. What is Phantom Liberty? Where is that from? Hold on, is that from where is that from? Phantom Liberty. It sounds familiar. So, Nova Red said Fallen Angels. I don't know. I mean, there's some people who say they're interdimensional, but there's a very good show. If you have YouTube, there's a very good show. Oh, see, I haven't played that yet. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Phantom Liberty. Yeah, I thought it was The Division. So, so yeah. But it's National UFO Day, and apparently 3 to 5 bodies were recovered and at Roswell, and one of them was still alive. So, I mean, you can take that. That's our big crash in the United States. That's our most famous crash. You also had an alleged landing at Holloman Airfield, allegedly. And the president attended that, and that's where they claim that the very famous and probably arguably the best director in the last 100 years, arguably, Steven Spielberg got the ending for his movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's the landing at the base and things like that. That's, again, it's all this kind of alligators and the sword stuff. But again, it's National UFO Day, so I had to give you a UFO story. But I do believe if you have YouTube and you just type in the Roswell incident movie, and there's a whole bunch of them that are trash. I'm endorsing the one that had Kyle MacLachlan in it. And Kyle MacLachlan is the same guy that's in Fallout that plays that girl's father. So that's him. But he's like, this is like 25 years ago. But that came on HBO, and somebody had the decency to say, HBO sold it, I believe. I think it was HBO or Showtime, sold it to YouTube, and now it's on YouTube for all of us to enjoy. And it is pretty good. Just check it out. You know, it's about an hour and a half movie, and it's very good. So check it out. Yeah, they say it was a weather balloon, but then what does that have to do with national security? That's brought up in the Roswell movie. So it's that Booker T. Booker T? Nah, it's not Booker T. But, so, let's kind of get back on topic here. We got Concord being out and people attacking Concord. But let's talk about why people are attacking Concord. So, Concord is being attacked by a certain group of YouTubers because they wanted something called Days Gone 2. So, Brazil has had military recorded sightings. They found a body in a pond of a man that was autopsied in a way that no... Oh, okay, well, that's terrible. That is terrible. Yeah, there's a whole lot of that going on, apparently. So it's unfortunate. But a whole lot of that's going on. So, but, that's scary to think about that. Yeah, Brazil actually is the first country to disclose a lot of their UFO stuff. The United States finally got around to it, and what the U.S. government's official stance is that they broke it into thirds. If you don't know this, then we'll move on, I promise you. It is 1/3 adversarial, meaning it's Russian. It's a foreign government. Russia, North Korea, China, somebody the United States considers hostile. Okay. It's 33.3% top secret aircraft that has been developed that has not been disclosed yet. That's a possibility as well, they said. But then the last 33 and 1/3 about this is that they said it was something else. They didn't know what it was. So, and the pilots that testified in front of Congress said, well, we don't, if these are adversarial aircraft, they can do maneuvers that we've never seen before because they're anti-gravity. So they did show that video, one of the videos, I think it's called the pin top video. They showed that to Bob Lazar, and Bob Lazar is a guy that said he worked at Groom Lake and that he worked on extraterrestrial aircraft. And again, he called it extraterrestrial because that's what he read in the briefing, if the briefing was correct. And he said that's what that craft out there was doing. It can literally go up and stand kind of on its head, or on its side, and then it can just hover there and not make no noise. So again, go check it out. That's all we're asking. Just go check it out. So Idris Elba did a great job in that DLC. All right, no, I'm not saying it. I've never played it. I have never played it. So they think Brazil's sightings due to the mixture of people. Their race is most mixed. They looked as the finest form of man. Are you saying they're a pretty brown man? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying the men in Brazil are pretty brown men? Oh my God. I mean, you heard it here first. I didn't say it. Yeah. Somebody else said that they got pretty men down there. I'm just trying to confer. So he's a pretty brown man. I mean, that's fine. So is it Chocolate Thunder that's coming down here? It could be Chocolate Thunder. It's who's in charge of the UFOs. And it makes sense because they take you and put you on the table and they knock you out. So you're right, it's been Chocolate Thunder the whole time. I I think we're on to something here. And now it's making sense. Comes into the bedroom. He's knocking people out and taking them out of there. And then he starts going up in them. And people are like, they got medieval on my ass. It's like, well, that was Chocolate Thunder. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, no, that'd be something else if a flying disc landed and Chocolate Thunder got out. Talking about it took him 50 years to get here, and he's about to go up in somebody. I mean, it's crazy. I know. But yeah, Brazil, Australia, a lot of countries have released their stuff. So, but Brazil is it. They're native, they're Portuguese, and they're African. Because you have to remember they had the transit. The most concentrated group of Africans on the planet are in African. The second biggest is in South America, Brazil. Remember, it was called the transatlantic slave trade. The last country the slaves came to was America, because that's the land. When you look at the globe, that's the way they would sail. They would just stay on the coast. They would stay to the coast, and they would get to usually it was South Carolina, and that's where a lot of the slave trade got it. Yeah, you're right. He's probably got up out of there and said, "But I didn't fly 1,000 light years to not get some butt." You know, I mean, so maybe, it could be because people are, maybe these aliens are booty bandits. I mean, that's, it could be. I mean, it'd be terrible, but yeah, it is National UFO Day. So wanted to start off with my UFO story. Again, my top UFO movie that I recommend everybody watch, my favorite is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's as far as UFOs, okay? As far as Alien Contact, there is a movie that had Jodie Foster in it, a.k.a. Alicia Jo Foster. Jodie. She did a movie called Contact. That's what the movie is called. And then my third one with Contact and UFOs, kind of a combination, is a movie called Arrived. So Arrival. And this is the one with Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams, not the one with Charlie Sheen. Even though the one with Charlie Sheen is good too. You're going to go back to the 90s, get in your time machine, so to speak. So this like my favorite time travel movie is Tenet, followed very closely by Back to the Future. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 is on YouTube as well. You can watch it if you've never seen it before. What made me feel old, because me and my girl just watched it, what made me feel really old was when, at the end, when Doc went 30 years into the future, and that would put him in 2005. So yeah, Arrival was good. Yeah, Arrival was good. Arrival was good. Contact was disappointing. Fair enough. It's not as good as the book. A lot of people didn't like how it ended. I thought it was cool how it ended. However, I forgive those movies a lot more. Also, I gotta throw in 2001: A Space Odyssey, but that is extremely cerebral, and there's not a whole lot of talking in that movie. It's just that's more of an experience than it is of a movie. But again, I bought that movie in 4K. That's the last movie I bought in 4K. I know Amazon Prime Day is coming up next Tuesday. So, or 16, 17. So I'm buying 3 Blu-ray movies on that day. So, but all right then. So let's talk about it. So now Concord is good. And you got to remember, the reason why your favorite podcasters were dead set against this is because they wanted Sony to remake Days Gone Part 2. And I still don't know why. Can somebody give me 2 reasons? Actually, give me 3 reasons on why Days Gone was so good. I mean, if you can't give me 3, give me 2. Can't give me 2, give me 1. And people want Days Gone 2. And obviously, Days Gone 1 did not do what Sony wanted it to do. And they were like, we sold 7 million, that whatever. Again, we were not in the room. We were not in the room when Sony set the metric of success, but whatever that was, that it didn't make it. It didn't make it. So, Days Gone. Well, again, I stood on my 10 toes and said I thought the game was good, but the first act was terrible. It didn't get good until Boozer got his arm cut off. At that point, it started getting real good. So, this has some Days Gone horror mode. Was it? You want another zombie game with Days Gone horror mode? What? I mean, again, I'm still trying to figure out what. Nobody's give me 3 reasons why it was good. And again, I'm just asking. I'm not going to tear it down if you think it was good, but you got guys out there just shitting all over Concord because, one, they don't like the direction Sony's going with the always online games. And remember what I said, me putting on a headset and calling the B2, I stopped doing that in the 90s. But I'm fair, and I will try these games out. Now, if I don't like them, I don't like them. But I will be fair and try the game out. The game is only $40. The game is only $40. And I've been very blessed. I really took stock a few days ago. At one point, I had an Xbox Series X. I had 2 PlayStations, and now I've got 2 PlayStations. I got rid of my Xbox. So, that's coming from somebody who had a real tough time getting one, and somebody in the community actually got it for me and sent it to me, then let me pay them in installments. So yeah, the anti-woke crowd, it's just, I think everything is woke now. Y'all better get ready when Fear Factor comes back, and Fear Factor came out, in the 90s? Is it like the early 90s? You got these clowns that are going to say it's woke because the girl in Fear Factor likes women. I mean, again, it's not, that's the original story, right? It's not about her sexuality. It's about whatever they were doing. I can't remember that game. It's such a long time ago. But Concord hasn't come out yet, and these guys attacked it. And I'm telling you, it's because they're not getting what they want. They're not getting what they want. And so they started attacking. Then early previews of Concord come out. And again, they're early reviews, whatever. And I'm hearing that the game is good. It's not great, but with these games as a service, they're going to start at a certain level, and then they're going to build on top of it. My whole question with Concord is, does it have a solid foundation for people to play on? Well, it sounds like it's a little bit of Destiny, it's a little bit of Halo, and it's a little bit of Overwatch. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't played Destiny online. I've never played Destiny online. Well, matter of fact, I'm sorry, I did. When Destiny 1 first came out, I had the alpha, and we got to play online first. We had to get off of the planet, and then we went to the moon. And I'm like, all right, well, is this the end of it? And they're like, yeah, this is called the Crucible. I'm like, well, this sucks. I got to call in the B2. So, but I just want you all to see how things have changed. These guys weren't like, well, you know what? I'll see how it is. I'll give it a chance and judge it for myself, okay? They're asking you all for donations and stuff like that. And, I keep telling you all, they're keeping the effing money. I've said that 100 times to you all. They're not spending the money on their console. They're not spending the money on buying games. They are keeping the money, and they're paying their bills with it. So, and then you idiots keep on giving them money. So you homosexuals got to start rethinking. But shout out to you guys who do that, and you go that extra mile. But this trash, it's trash that people are doing that to you all. So what I've said before, so this is why I've taken shout out to the people in the room. This is why I've taken the tack of, I'm glad Sony's not talking to these people or saying anything, because the only way these guys are going to change is if they get no information. They get no information. And so my Days of Service game, I guess you all are calling them, we had that in the 90s with Ghost Recon and Forsaken and all that kind of stuff. We had these games, World of Warcraft, Diablo. We were playing this online, so so I don't understand why people can't give it a chance. But if you look at it, the reason why they attacked it in the first place, again, never played it before, don't know what the game is really about. The people who never played it all have something in common, which is they don't like that Sony is doing games as a service. And I really like what Extreme said a few weeks ago on 60 Frames No Lag, when he said that Sony has the right to absolutely fail, just like all businesses do, right? If you have a business and you make chocolate chip cookies, you have a right to put your business out there on Front Street, and then if you fail, you fail, right? And I think Extreme made a good point when he said the fanboys don't want them to fail because they're still doing the console war. They're still doing it. I mean, somebody did a podcast called Return of the Console Warlords or something like that. That's a problem for the PlayStation community. Okay, the problem is, the reason why I left PlayStation Nation is because of bitch ass dudes like that. The console war is over. I'll hear people saying it, and then they sit up there and they start saying, "Oh well, no, the Xbox community won't sit down, they won't shut up." No, I mean, who cares what they do? They don't dictate anything. But Concord, again, I'm going to try it out. If you try it out, we can all play together. That's fine. See what it's about. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I mean, that's all I can really say. What's up, No Envy? He says Independence Day is his favorite UFO movie. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, that's solid. I usually watch that on July 4th, so I'll probably watch it tomorrow night. I mean, I'm sure she's going to watch that again. So, but that's kind of a yearly watch for me. So, shout out to Sick Humor, said PlayStation Nation is a very immature. Yeah, he's right. I agree with him 100%. You don't want to be associated with a bunch of bitches. I mean, you just don't. You don't. So I agree 100%. D-Rex is in the house. Shout out to D-Rex. Michael is in the house. It's a very different studio that did Days Gone. Fire Sprite is doing. Oh, yeah, like I said before. But they wanted Days Gone, too. You got to understand what I'm saying. It's just like the remasters. I'm going to show you the list of games coming out over the next 60 days. And I'm going to ask you all in the upcoming days, I'm going to do another podcast tomorrow. So my podcast tomorrow is going to be about the games coming out in July and August and what games that we're going to be playing. I'm going to give you my list, and then you may pick something off your list. That remaster, that DD remaster, DRDR, Dead Rising Digital Remaster, I'm buying that. Remember I told you guys months ago, I said my favorite zombie game is when the guy went to the mall and was just using guitars and chairs. And I love the cover of that, those zombies reaching for him, and dude had like a chair or a baseball bat, was just going to town. I mean, I love that game. I loved it, and that's a Capcom zombie game. So I don't think Days Gone was as good as that. Now I'm still waiting on you all to tell me 3 things about Days Gone that was so good. What was so good about it? And please don't say the Sawmill Horde. I mean, is it? Yeah, I got so tired of hearing about the Sawmill Horde. That was the easiest one to get rid of. You know what the hard one was? The one at the friggin' university. There was a cheat. I cheated. You could actually go into this building and climb the ladder, and then I just dropped napalm on them, and that got rid of them. But that was something else, man. I mean, that... So that was something else. That was fun. I'm not here to say that the game wasn't fun. I'm asking what it was that's so special about it. Because again, remember, why these guys are so upset is because Concord represents a direction that Sony's going that they don't like. So to them, it doesn't matter that Grand Blue Fantasy came out. It doesn't matter that Stellar Blade came out. It doesn't matter that Rise of Ronin came out. It doesn't matter they can play MLB The Show if they wanted to. That's from a Sony first-party studio. It doesn't matter that Final Fantasy Rebirth, which I'm very excited to get into because I'm playing that Yuffie. Yuffie finally took her clothes off, and that was actually pretty cool when she went into that whole introduction. But I'm playing the Yuffie intermission, I think that's what it's called. I'm playing that. So, and that is fun. I mean, people want to know how come you've been podcasting? I've been gaming. So what have you been doing? And I really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. Like I said before, wow. I can't believe I waited that long to play that game. And yeah, that's one of the best games I've played. This solid game. Solid game. And but yeah, I'm enjoying intermission right now. And what I do not get is you all need to understand as far as reading between the lines here. There's a lot of people who don't like the direction Sony's going in, so they want these live service games to do bad. And I'm not a big live service games guy because you have to literally wait on other people to jump online with. You got to constantly, you got to have like a squad. And I ain't had a squad since, like I said, 1996. Me, John, James, and Yolanda. We were a Ghost Recon squad. We played every Saturday night. If we didn't go out and get drunk, it was, we got to play Ghost Recon or something like that. So I can't say every Saturday night. That was wrong. We played about once a month on Saturday night, but we would start playing at 7 in the evening, and we would play like till 1 o'clock in the morning. Like I would play until Saturday Night Live went off, then I went to bed. So, yeah, PlayStation Nation is toxic. Yeah, the reason why it's toxic is because it's led by a bunch of clown ass fanboys. I'm telling you that right now. That's why it is toxic. That's why it is toxic. So, you got to look who's in charge of it. Fanboys. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's saving for the 4090. Yeah, I would like I may get the 5600X CPU on Prime Day. It's down to $134 on Amazon. So, Paul Game in the house. Psycho fanboys are toxic or silly. Well, they're both. They're both. And like I said before, your issue is with the fanboys. Is they want it Days Gone too. It's just like they want remasters. They say they're tired of Sony and the remasters, but then when a game gets remastered that they want, all of a sudden they're sitting up there stroking their salami on the computer, talking about, oh yeah, baby, yeah, I can't wait to play this one. Oh yeah, again, what changed? What changed? Either you like remasters or you don't. And Hip Hop Gamer, shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, he went on multiple podcasts and he said this is the you're going to see a lot of remasters this generation because people can now finally, those PS3 games, those Xbox games, blah blah blah, all these other games that Sony how they really want you to see the game, they can now do that with the PS5. That's why we got the remaster of The Last of Us. That's why we got the remaster of this and that. So, and we also got, games like Returnal and all that. So, but I'm glad that multiple Sony first-party studios have come out and said, yeah, we're working on new AAA IP. We all knew that over here, right? We knew that over here. But it took because they want Sony to announce shit so that they have something to talk about. Even though we all knew that there was AAA games coming in the pipeline. And we knew they were coming. But people didn't want to, I won't say they didn't want to believe it. They just didn't want to, they wanted information to talk about it. So yeah, I just think that, they're desperate for content. You had people saying it's dry out here. When you see the game list, I'm going to show you the game list tomorrow. And then we're going to go over the games that I'm going to buy. And then you can say, here are the games I'm buying. We probably had 2 different lists, and that's fine. Okay? Dirt and Boom is the biggest. Well, yeah, and I don't know why people listen to them. I don't. I don't. If you don't like what people are doing, then and what people are talking about, you just don't listen to them. All right? I got sick and tired of what one YouTuber was doing. I thought he was full of it. I mean, one day it was we can't have 30 FPS. 30 FPS is this, and then the next time it's 30 is okay, and then then we're back to 60. Everything has to be 60. It's just it's stupid at this point. It is stupid at this point. You just want more sci-fi games? Oh well, I mean, you should get a PC then. You should game on PC. We got Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, all that stuff is on PC for you, brother. I mean, that's where it's at. That's where it's at for space games. That's just the best place to play them. Star Citizen is huge. I mean, that game is huge. Pause, but it is huge. So you got now that these previews have come out about Concord, and now all of a sudden it's, well, I'll go ahead and try it, or I'll see what it's about. And if these numbnuts had just done that in the first place, they wouldn't be in a situation here getting strapped down. Somebody's going up in their butt. So you think that they can generate money as a full-fledged remake? What can? Just the games in period? Yeah, the games are making money. These studios are making money. No mistake about it. So, there's a lot of high-pint people that are coming out. These people that are artists, like graphic artists and stuff like that, they're coming out of school wanting 70 grand, whereas before that was as much as you were going to make. You would start at about 46,000, and then you would go up to 70 grand. I think that's what's going to happen again. They're going to say, okay, we're going to start everybody at $45,000 a year, and then you can just go ahead and make up to this point. If you want to leave, you can leave. Kick rocks. But what's up, Lucci? How you doing, bro? So when you have this sense of entitlement that's out here, and no envy gaming's right, it is I want what I want. All right, and now that that's not happening, first they attack Sony. Sony's not talking to us. Sony's not giving no information. Sony doesn't have to. And I love a quiet company that just is doing its job. And the last time I looked, even though Sony's not doing anything, let's look at Sony's stock price here. Let's look at Sony's stock here before we go to our main story here. See here. All right, look at Sony's stock today. Now remember, they're not saying anything. It's not right. It's not fair. Sony's broke, even though they're buying they're going to restart a crypto exchange with Whalefin. So okay, but they're broke. They're broke. You see what I'm saying? Sony has taken majority control of the UK drama producer 11th Hour Films. Now they take majority control of that, but again, they're broke. So they're broke. So here's another one here. Here, let me put this on the screen for you. So let me go over here. And remember, this company's broke. This company is busted broke. And let me pull that window down. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this to work right for you all. All right, there you go. 105 billion electronics giant Sony to launch new Bitcoin exchange. That's from a company they told you was broke. How are you going to launch a brand new type of currency, which Bitcoin is, and you're broke? So Sony is fine, and remember, they don't have to talk to people. They don't have to talk to people, and you're being told, "Oh, Sony needs to talk to us. Sony needs to say something to us." No, they don't. No, they don't. I mean, it's obvious that they don't. So, and Sony stock here, I mean, because I know it's doing well because I have Sony stock and I get alerts all the time. So let's look at their stock real fast, and we're going to go over here. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Uh-oh, Sony stock. Oh, look at it today. Oh, my. It's going up. This is why I tell you all should have at least enough shares in Sony to cover the cost of your PlayStation. So if you paid $400 for your PlayStation, you should have enough. You should have $450 worth of stock in Sony. That's just my opinion. okay? Not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just saying, hey, this is a solid stock. So, and remember, before it was at, what, $65? I was like, y'all need to buy it. Y'all need to buy it. So if you had bought it 65, you're up to 86 per. And as soon as that stock gets to about 90, which I think is going to close out at 90 possibly next week, then, I'm buying more shares. So they, like I said, man, these people are dumb, man. They're dumb. And then and that's why they're always talking about money. That's why they're asking you for money, because they're too stupid to invest their own. Yeah, and I'm just saying it, man. You all know I'm not lying to you, right? You know I'm not lying to you. You can call me a lot of things, but you can't call me a liar, because I've never lied to you guys. And so understand this, okay? Understand that you have a bunch of entitled pricks running around, want Sony to do what they want, and because Sony's not, they're complaining about it. And they're saying that Microsoft saved gaming. Okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with what Microsoft is doing. So if they save gaming, they save gaming. So, but again, what they mean by Microsoft saved gaming, what they really mean is Microsoft gave me information. Microsoft gave me some information, so now I have something to talk about. Okay, that's all there is to it, right? So, and some of them are panders. There's no doubt they're panda bears. No doubt about it. But let's go to our main story. See if I can, let's pull this down. So let's talk about why we're really here tonight. What this podcast is really about is, let's add the source. Oh, where'd it go? It's gone. No, hold on. It's right there. Why am I not seeing it? That's gone. Like the Hall & Oates song, she's gone. She's gone. Oh, Here, let me refresh the page, because I'm looking at it. So let's see here. I'm getting upset about this. And remember, we had to deal with dealer gaming, talking about 12 T-flops and 52 CUs and better, there we go, and better mesh shading and things like that. Now, this story comes from PlayStation Universe, and they just flat pull it out. They whip it out. Here's why the PlayStation 5 outperforms the Xbox Series X in so many games. And they go into why. I mean, now I put a poll up there, pause, on what you all think it was. So let's go check out the poll. Oh, God, I can't even check out the polling? Hold on. Let's see here. And then let's see. We'll go right here.
Did you know that by giving?
Oh my goodness gracious, Kamala Harris. And I'm just trying to see the poll here. Okay, so it's the SSD. It is the SSD, Smart Shift, the speed of the clocks, the variable clocks, all the above. The correct answer is all of the above. It's the speed of the clocks. It is the Smart Shift. It is it's the way the whole system is set up to deliver information. It's set up to deliver information the most expedient way. So again, this comes from White Zaddy, as you can see right here, and this is the same group of people that said that Xbox has better specs than PlayStation, so the game should look and run better. So it says despite Microsoft's console being a lot more powerful on paper, that's simply not true. It's not a lot more powerful on paper. So it says here the lower level GPU compiler featured in the PS5 is more efficient in utilizing hardware, while the GPU's faster clock speed ensures it's running faster than the GPU featured in the Xbox Series X. As a result, it is able to perform certain tasks much quicker on Sony's console, thus giving it an edge over its competitor in various scenarios. And that's true. That is true. However, the Xbox ecosystem does have advantages in some situations. Now they talk about Elden Toilet Ring. Says, for example, runs faster on the PS5, but the Series X offers a more smoother and consistent experience when it comes to VRR due to Sony's limited implementation of the technology for Sony. That's true. Sony's VRR solution, while it's better now, when it first came out, it was garbage. It was garbage. Now it's better now. It's better now. I don't want the fanboys to come attack me. It is better now. Okay? So it says, looking ahead, Sony is heavily rumored to be launching a more powerful version of the PS5, dubbed the PS5 Code, the PS5 Pro, later this year, which is expected to be the most powerful gaming console on the market. And that comes from Zaddy. You all see it right there. So Houston, we got a problem. So they did a weekly thing, and I left the link in the description. This comes from, there he is. That comes from Zaddy himself. Oh, my God. Oh, I didn't know this. Why didn't you all tell me this? It comes from the Zaddy himself. Oh, gosh. What are we going to do about this? So, again, a YouTuber that I admired and I respected a whole lot that called himself Optimus Code, he told everybody to hold off. He told Dealer, he told Matt's Gaming, he told D-Batch, and they ran with their bullshit narrative of we got more power, therefore we have the better console. And even though the developers from the people who do Crysis to IO to Ubisoft was all saying, hey, look, the PS5 is going to pack a punch. You know, then again, let me make this clear. You had your favorite YouTubers talking about, yeah, go ahead and play your multiplats on Xbox. Go play your multiplats on Xbox because they're going to look and run better. But Sony going to have the better, they're going to have the better exclusive games. They're going to have the better exclusive game. But yeah, go ahead and play your multiplats on Xbox. And you all know who I'm talking about. All right? So, and now that's not happening. You do not hear people talking about T-flop. So, and I'm still trying to find it. This is bad. It's bad. So, and they kind of go into why. This is a good article right here. They talk about how the specs on Xbox are better. So they did expect it to run better because on paper it was more powerful. And as you can see here, I'm not going to play this. They're talking about Dragon's Dogma, but they're talking about the Dead Rising remake. There is a patch for Dragon's Dogma 2. Until it goes to 60, everybody's mad. So, it is what it is. Oh, The Quiet Place has I didn't know that. All right, that's fair enough. I saw that Quiet Place movie. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. So, it's not bad. It ain't bad. So, and so again, Xbox has split memory. Sony didn't do that. Sony has unified memory. Speaking of Concord, there you go right there. So, and if you don't know, Concord will require the PC community to go ahead and get a PSN account. So again, Sony, like I said, on 60 Frames No Lag, the PC community is going to do what Sony wants them to do if they want to play their games. And if people want to say, oh, we won't buy them then. Okay, well then you just won't be playing. You dig? So we now understand why this is happening. And understand with the PS5 Pro, because that's kind of back in the news, it is supposed to allegedly do upscaling a lot better. Now, I know some of your favorite YouTubers said, when it launches, it better be better than FSR 3 or it better be better than DSL. It's not going to be as good as that at launch. I want to make that clear. Based on what I got told, it will not be as good as FSR 3 or DLSS or DSLL, whatever it's called. So it's not going to be as good at launch. But in the next 9 to 13 months of them updating it and it using machine learning to do what it's supposed to do, your game, it's going to be weird. You'll see the game, say, in October running, and then when you come back around, so let's say you come back around in March, it's going to look better. And what it can do is it can take a 1080p picture. It will take a 1080p picture, and it will it'll look like, you'll target 1440p, and it'll be on your PlayStation. My understanding is it will be on your PlayStation. It'll say target 1440p, target 1800p, target 2160p. Then you will have the option to target what you want, or you can keep it 1080p and it'll downsample. So we'll see. We will see how this works out. But I mean, you got people online, they don't know what they're talking about, and I don't understand why you all keep giving them money. Capono says what do you call it? I couldn't see it. It's upscaling algorithm. Yeah, that's what it is. It's their version of, my understanding, it's a combination of FSR and it's a combination of FSR and DLSS or DSL or whatever it's called. So it's going to do a little bit of everything. So RDNA 3 misses its 50% target performance increase in RDNA claimed by AMD by a long shot. Well, again, what they speculated to do versus the real-time performance, that's okay. That it's okay to speculate, and then if you don't get the return, yeah, pisser, yeah. But that's what they're doing. That way, they don't have to just target native resolution. You can just target 1080p, but you get the output of you get the output of 1440p or something like that. But I'm not worried about the RDNA 3, what it does on PC. I want to see the way Sony implements it. I think that's more important on how something is implemented. And we'll have to wait and see how it's implemented. It's like the West Coast offense. Everybody in the NFL runs a version of the West Coast offense. It looks different because it's implemented differently. But it's the same offense. The offenses are all based on Bill Walsh and his coaching tree that he came up with, which is a down sample kind of Air Coryell. That's kind of it. That's what the West Coast offense is. So, but it's implemented differently by everybody. So, 5 months is pretty good before the drop off, which is normal. I'll be picking it back up when new DLC drops. I assume. What are you talking about there? What are you talking about there? Helldivers 2? Well, that's all games like that experience a drop off. I don't know what else to say. Ratchet and Clank is still the best looking next gen game. It's a very good looking game. I haven't played it on my new TV. I played it on my Sony TV, but I have not played it on that. So honestly, you just want to watch Sony make a better upscaling algorithm because well, yeah, I think it will be better than that, but it won't be better at the beginning of the generation. This generation is plagued by entitled babies that podcast. They're entitled. They're entitled. So instead of them waiting on stuff to come out and getting better, shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, he said this stuff. They actually think the stuff is just going to be better right off the rip. And then they complain, well, people paid this much money. You're paying for what's going to happen down the road. You're not paying for what's happening right now. That's the difference in me as a Gen Xer and these hobosexuals that are millennials and Gen Z that are podcasting to you all. They're trash. Okay, you're not going to just start off in the nice home. You got to get that apartment first. You dig? You got to start off in that apartment. You may have to have a roommate. Then you can go ahead and save up the money to try to get a home. So FSR shouldn't be so far behind DLSS. Well, DLSS is that's a better technology. That's a better technology. FSR is fine though. It's better than it was. All right, it is better than just like the ray tracing is better than it used to be. All right, it's better than it used to be. And and that's what you're looking for. Is FSR 1 is FSR 2 better than FSR 1? Yes, it is. It is. Is FSR 2 is not as good as FSR 3? And again, it is. FSR 3 is better than both of them, and it should be better. It should be better. So, and it's really scary that not Optimus Code, rest in peace. It's really scary that Hip Hop Gamer went on to Marlin Gaming Nation show and BitCloud show, literally told them, hey, look, this is going to be the year of the remaster, the remake, and things like that. Again, he told the truth. He told the truth. So, and these guys are still, unfortunately, guys like that. Maybe not them personally, but guys like that are the reason why, things are such, they're entitled, so they've made the people who listen to them sound entitled as well. It's just weird. It's just weird how this is happening. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the games that are coming out in the next 60 days. And we're gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna dance on it. Next, I have to do it tomorrow though. So think looks better between Spider-Man 2 or Ratchet and Clank. Wow, two different games. I think the level of detail on Spider-Man is much better, but that's nothing against Ratchet and Clank. I mean, it's not like Ratchet and Clank is bad. But Spider-Man 2 is one of the better looking PlayStation games. I think the best looking PlayStation game is Forbidden West. That's amazing what they were able to do with that game. What kind of TV do I have? I have an LG. I have a B2. I have an LG B2. So calling in the B2. So I got it at Best Buy. I was going to get the Sony OLED. I was going to pay like $1,400. I was mad. And it just so happened that the way we walked around the corner, I saw the LG TV. Had we walked the other way, I want to make this clear. Had this guy turned and went to the left, like the song, to the left, had he went to the left, I wouldn't have seen the sound. I wouldn't have seen the LG. I just wouldn't have seen it because I would have gotten up there. My Sony TV was right there. They were going to have to deliver it to me. So I was, that's what I went with. And so right before he pulled the trigger, he started kind of ringing it up. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What TV is that back there? And he said, oh, that's the Samsung. He said, that's the LG OLED. He says, the B2. I'm like, well, what does it cost? Probably like $1,400. He's like, no, that's on sale brand new for a $999.99. I said, I'll take it. I'll take that. Oh, you got the C3. Very nice. Very nice TV. Very nice TV. The C4 is even better. But yeah, that's what before I got my monitor, I went up there and looked at the C3 at Best Buy. They didn't have it. The C2 was still too expensive. It was out of box. They still wanted $1,021 for it. $1,021. I'm like, man, if that TV had been $799, I would have bought the C2. Everybody wants that QD. Oh, the Quantum TV. Yeah, it looks good. It does look good. $999 for, yeah, I know. $999.99 is what I paid for my TV. So, and then plus tax, it was $1,045. I just paid off. So I didn't mess around with that TV, especially with Best Buy. They will mess your credit up. So I pulled a rabbit out of my hat, worked some extra shifts. Went up there, paid $300, paid another $300 on it, and then I financed the rest of it, which was three and some change, which is fine. So I didn't know they had a new Q dot out here, but I don't blame them. Those Q TVs are nice as well. Panasonic, their TV, I don't know if you saw their TV at it's out now, but they showed it at CES. I mean, it looked real good. That Sony is fixing PlayStation Stars. I have no idea what that is. So, but they are fixing it. If you're interested, they're fixing that. Again, that's why their network, I think, was down, because they were trying to fix that thing. But I don't even know what that is. So, and again, and I do have the Phantom Liberty DLC. I just haven't played it. Yeah, I haven't. Like, I finished Cyberpunk already, but I remember, and I told you guys this, when I downloaded it, I downloaded the PS4 version. And I didn't realize that until I was like 90% done with the game. I'm like, well, I might as well just go ahead and finish it now. So, but yeah, I played as a street kid. I tried the Corpo route, and I didn't like that route. I just didn't. I didn't like that route. So I like the street kid route. So I did do the other one where he starts in the desert, and I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. But yeah, I'd love to see what that's going to look like on the Pro, on the PS5 Pro. We'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I had for you. I'm just surprised that the more things change, the more they stay the same. And because these fanboys don't have anything to talk about, they don't have nothing to talk about, they simply went back and said, we're going to start talking about POWAH again. I can't believe it. It's just, I can't deal with it. So now here we are talking about games looking better on PlayStation than they do on Xbox. And we've already gone over this. It seems like we do this every year. Like we've done this every year since the launch of these consoles. Something comes out and then somebody lies. It's like, okay, well, this is the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life because this game looks and runs better on PlayStation. So, but yes, I'm going to jump on off here. I'm going to jump on 60 frames no lag in about an hour. Make sure you follow me on over there. Hit the like button for POWAH and our crew. And go ahead and leave some questions. And if you want to, throw some donos away over there. But if I don't hear from you, I'll see you Wednesday evening before the 4th. And we'll go ahead and crack a 4th of July beer or something like that for each other. So, all right, guys. I'm going to get on off here. I do appreciate you coming. Glad you all were here. Left a lot of links in the description on what I was kind of reading over the last week. But all right then, that's it. Peace out to you guys. We'll see you later. And if not,